G'day guys, Craig O'Shaughnessy here. Well, Roger Federer is well and truly back. I was up at 3:30 a.m. here in Austin this morning watching Federer win the Shanghai title over Simon 7-6, 7-6. A very different match than what we saw in the semi-finals against Novak Djokovic because it was a very different opponent. I mean, Simon is somebody that plays very flat, very hard, and he's almost baiting you into patterns of play, and he's a very difficult guy to play. He confuses you, he frustrates you, so it's not the normal bag of tricks that he brings to the court. And Federer did a very good job of getting through that match, and he is the in-form player in the world right now. I mean, you could probably also make a case with David Goffin winning so much as well, but right at the top, right at the pinnacle of the sport, Federer is having a wonderful resurgence. And the main reason for that, which also happened in the final against Simon, is he's getting his mix right. Tennis is a combination of a lot of different things you can do out there. I like to think of it as you've got serving, returning, rallying, and approaching. And for quite some years, Roger really hasn't shown the commitment to come forward. He hasn't shown it through serving and volleying. He hasn't shown it through approaching. He's been staying back too much. His backhand has been torn apart too much. And now, you've got to give Edberg, as his coach, a lot of credit for this. But he's getting the mix right. And early on, it didn't feel like Roger was as committed to coming forward as he needed to be. But by the end of the match, the numbers were surprisingly almost identical to the semi-final against Djokovic. So when I went through it and watched the match afterwards in Dartfish software, the serve and volley points on first serves against Djokovic, he won 11 of 15. Against Simon, it was 11 of 13, same amount. Serve and volley points won on second serves, Djokovic was 1 of 2. Against Simon, he was 2 of 2. So again, almost the same. Return approach, against Djokovic, he was 3 of 8. Against Simon, he was 3 of 6. Almost identical. Rally approach, Djokovic, he was 13 of 23. Against Simon, he was 15 of 23. So it's almost like a mathematical equation that Roger's getting right. There is a set amount that he should be coming forward. There is a set amount that's good to come in on a return approach. There's a set amount of coming in and serving and volleying. And winning this tournament, which is the very first time that he's won here in Shanghai, he's really shown that those numbers are the same as he moves through the tournament. So that was a very important thing for me to see and focus on in my story for the ATP website. We had a tactical change early on. So Roger loses his opening service game and I think had 5 unforced errors in the first 8 points. And Simon was staying back, he was baiting him, and the first 18 baseline points these guys traded back and forth with, Roger only won 4. So all of a sudden it's like, wow, I'm playing a different guy. The ball's flatter. And in general, all the guys were talking this week in Shanghai, the ball's staying lower than it normally does. So I'm playing a flat ball, a low ball, a better backhand. Simon doesn't really run around a lot of forehands there. And, Simon's just jerking you all over the court. He's going cross-court. He's going down the line. It's like a yo-yo. So there's nothing that Federer can really lock onto. And so, it's a period of adjustment, a period of change, especially from playing Djokovic, where he knew pretty much wherever the ball was in the court, he knew exactly what to do with it. Simon's a different kettle of fish. And the other thing that Simon does so well is that he'll massage a ball here, and he'll hit a ball there, then all of a sudden he's going to unload on a forehand. And he can hit that thing so flat and hard that it just gets on you so quickly. 2 years ago, I took a couple of juniors over to Nice and the French Open, and in Nice, they both hit with Simon. And so it was great to be on court with him, and he put them both down the other end. He said, guys, I'm going to move the ball around, I'm going to go side to side. Your role is just not to miss. I want to have that consistency. So even the way he practices is just upsetting rhythm and showing a lot of variety. So Federer kind of stumbles along and it gets to 4-5. Simon wins the first point there, and again, Simon's serving for the set here at 5-4. Simon wins the first point, of that game when Federer hits a backhand slice in the net. The second point, it's a 19-shot rally. Again, a lot of variety, and Federer's hitting a lot more slice now in this match. And Simon makes an error. And there's some points in tennis that you just say, it really doesn't matter what strategy I'm running now, I'm just not going to miss. And that was one of those points. Federer, he could have gone to the backhand, he could have gone to the forehand, he just had to lock down and not miss, and that happened. So all of a sudden at 15-all, Simon throws his first double fault in. And any service game that has a double fault in it, the chances of getting broken just skyrocket because of the very nature of how that point was lost. At 15-30, we've got a first shot forehand error from Simon. So Simon's forehand can be bigger and he can hit it harder, but it's also the place that you attack. It's also the place that's going to break down more under pressure, especially. So at 15-40, Roger's got his first break point back. He sprays a forehand long, going too big. At least it's done with the right intention. And at 30-40, Simon misses his first serve. Roger's got a second serve. Everything's going to the backhand. There's no real surprise with Simon's second serve. Roger runs all the way outside of the alley to upgrade to a forehand return. He wasn't going to settle. He crushes that cross court to the backhand. He crushes two more very big forehands, hits three forehands and no backhands in that rally, and gets the break. So, he was really trying to enforce his forehand from the back of the court, which was exactly the right thing to do. In the tiebreaker, Simon has a set point at 6-5. Simon's expecting a serve to the backhand. Once again, Federer serves to the forehand, and that ball doesn't come back into play. So, again, the forehand is what breaks down there. And at 6-all, Federer hits a first serve to the forehand again, and it's a forehand return error. At 7-6, set point for Federer, Simon ends up coming to the net. Well, he comes to the net so infrequently that he's just not that good up there. And Federer hits a really nice backhand passing shot down the line. Federer saves a couple of set points in the second set as well that were, I believe, at 5-6, and just kind of finds a way and rolls 7-2 in that tiebreaker in the second set. So, it's a tale of a couple of different strategies that were employed by the guys. Firstly with Roger, these numbers, if he can put these numbers together and basically, serve and volley, 13 to 15 times in a couple of sets, I like that. Even a couple of times on second serves, I like that. 6 and 8 times chipping and charging on against second serves. It's a great number. And then 23 times in 2 sets rally approach. So the average is typically going to be around 9. Not, it goes up and down a little bit. You can safely say 9 is the average, and that's everyone. So somebody like Roger has got to be coming in more than that average. He's got to be on the better side of that, of which he was in both matches. So he's finding it. He's staying true to the game style. And you know what? It takes a little bit of courage, because it often stings more when you go to the net and lose the point than staying back. And, again, the average winning percentage from the back of the court is around 46%. Roger's winning far more coming forward, and you've just got to take your licks up there. You've got to come in, and it's okay. It's not that hard of a slap in the face to get past all the time. And, the last couple of matches, Roger got past quite often with that backhand cross court, but he adapts to it. He knows it's a winning percentage, and he commits to it. So a lot of things that I'm learning, each week is a new opportunity to learn as a coach, and to see how the game adapts. And it's just wonderful to see Roger back playing so well and so fully committed to his game style and doing it correctly. That's a big deal. So it's been a wonderful tournament in Shanghai. It's been great covering it. It's been great learning from me. I've been in Austin the entire time. Over the weekend, I end up coming out as a better coach from the learning that I did, and look forward to passing that on to you guys and keeping you right in touch with the cutting edge at the top of the game, because all of this filters down to the players that we're working with. So it's been a good weekend, and thank you for being part of it.